What?
Let's do it, Jakey.
How the bout might be called off the battle that everyone has been anticipating between Iron, another unexpected turn of events involving Mike Tyson, also known as the baddest guy in the world, and Jake Paul, also known as the disturbed youngster, is still to come. It's impossible to ignore the excitement surrounding the two fighters' fight, yet there are reports that it may be cancelled. There are a number of reasons why the last-minute cancellation could occur, such as unforeseen medical issues, conflicts over contracts, or even something as sad as a training setback. But a 27-year-old seeking to compete in a boxing match, given that Mike Tyson is no longer in his prime, this must be a publicity attempt that could backfire on the fledgling combat sports YouTuber. When word spread that Jake Paul was considering an exhibition bout against Mike Tyson, it set off a chain reaction among the verbally abusive crowd. Show Strickland, a middleweight contender in the UFC, let's examine Strickland's biting analysis of the whole event.
Paul, I would, for $5 million, I would fight you to the fucking death. I'm not even joking. I'm being 100% serious. I would go to a deserted island with you today and fight you to the death for $5 million. But here's the thing about you, Jake Paul. You're a fucking coward. You're a little bitch. You're the millennial YouTube generation. You just do shit for.
Jake Paul was the target of a tirade of abuse from Strickland, who criticized his choice to take on a retired great such as Mike Tyson. According to Strickland, the bout was an obvious insult to actual boxers, especially those who have devoted their entire careers to the sport. Strickland yells that Jake Paul should enter the ring with an actual fighter if he wants a challenge. Criticism went beyond calling it a publicity gimmick. It cheapens all that true boxers fight for. This is all part of his publicity trick to make headlines. Strickland showed sincere worry for Mike Tyson's welfare. We are discussing Iron Mike. Strickland remarked, "This guy is a legend, but he's not a young man anymore. This might be dangerous. It's not some grand return. When you could be endangering the health of a legend, who gives a damn about views on YouTube?" Tommy Fury, a light heavyweight prospect from Britain, is one of the most vocal critics. His remarks against Jake Paul are particularly pointed. Fury, the younger brother of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, has a strong boxing background and doesn't mind voicing his opinions. When the subject of the Paul-Tyson fight came up, Fury launched an offensive, completely dehumanizing Jake Paul in the process.
So he's going to fight granddads now, which is terrible, you know. What you was isn't what you are now. Mike Tyson's an absolute legend. He deserved the utmost respect, and listen, it is what it is. If Mike don't knock him out, I will next time.
Tommy, thank you very much, mate. Cheers, thank you.
While acknowledging Mike Tyson's legendary status, Fury casts doubt on the bout, saying that although Mike Tyson is an icon, the entire event is like to seeing a lion fight a house cat. It's obvious what that implies. Paul, an underdog against a real icon, is trying to enter the ring. Fury highlights the value of experience as a characteristic. Jake Paul is obviously lacking in actual boxing, which is about commitment and years of training in the ring. This YouTuber believes he can simply enter the Fury states and take on a legend. It's absurd. Fury regards the bout as a fake competition and instead views it as a show put on for publicity. There is nothing more to this fight than a farce. Fury claims that this is not a real battle, but rather a spectacle for the viewers. He doubts that the fight qualifies as a legitimate sporting event.
For the actual sentence, "I'm going to fight Mike Tyson," right? Because you disarm yourself when you say that. If you said it to yourself in the mirror and you were like, "Yo, I'm about to fight Mike Tyson," you instantly become a fucking skinny, starving kid, just mentality-wise, right? And then you train and you get ready, but who are you getting ready to fight against?
Mike Tyson.
So every time you say the name, you just become.
The game took a stance on the highly anticipated bout between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. And let's just say that he wasn't exactly supporting the former YouTuber, who is now a boxer. The rapper, who is renowned for his admiration for the boxing greats, couldn't resist making fun of Jake Paul for going into the ring with Iron Mike. The game admitted in an interview that even if Jake Paul is younger than Tyson, the situation is very different. He underlined the mental tenacity required to face a legend like Mike Tyson, who in his prime instilled dread in opponents.
Keep it coming. 12. Three more. 1, 2, one more. Yep, you just drop it back. Let it go, yep. Give me 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mike Tyson isn't afraid to speak his mind, and the rumored altercation between him and Jake Paul has definitely made him talk. Mike has stated his position clearly. For him, Jake Paul is a piece of cake. A small smirk flashed across Tyson's lips in a recent interview when he talked about how the kid could be able to finish the fight easily. With that low, rumbling voice that was all his own, he said it bluntly. That someone like Jake Paul, a YouTube sensation with a short professional boxing career, would even consider getting into the ring with him was met with a hint of amusement, if not outright astonishment. Jake Paul's recent success and athleticism are not being undervalued by Tyson. When pressed, he concedes that Paul is somewhat skilled, but he laughs. His tone became serious as he replied, "Skills and everything." We are discussing the Iron Mick here. When facing someone who wants to rip your head off to death, you have to have the will to win. However, the closer the fight, the less nervous I am since, in truth, I'm unbeatable in an interview. Mike Tyson mentioned that this has always been the way he has been. Even when he is scared to accomplish something, he still follows through. He claimed he is anxious to face the opponent, but as the confrontation gets near, he realizes he is unbeatable. The essence of Tyson's confidence is reflected in the remark. He recalls how, during his peak, he could make an opponent fearful and how his just glance could break their will. Although Tyson admits he's not the same vicious warrior he once was, he doubts any young fighter, including Jake Paul, could withstand the strain of taking on a legend. Naturally, an upset is always possible, as Tyson freely acknowledges. He shrugs and says, "Hey, anything is possible. But let's get real. This isn't your average video game that this youngster is playing. This is the genuine article." Tyson highlights the encounter, got the innumerable fights he's had and the changes he's made to his style of fighting over his career. In his opinion, Jake Paul is a beginner who has never experienced real hardship in the boxing world. Mike, how do you reply to supporters who demand that your fight be approved rather than bud? Well, men, why not now? Be in advance of communication. Still, the battle is about more than just establishing Tyson's supremacy. His comments include an unexpected level of protectiveness. In a different interview, he discussed his family's affection for YouTuber Jake Paul. He laughed and remarked, "This kid is loved by my family." This tinge of fondness gives the whole thing a new depth. Even though Tyson is sure he can win, he almost seems reluctant to injure someone his family enjoys watching grow up. Which boxer is your favorite? M. Tyson. Mike is correct. __, you say yes because, well, you know I'm going to be fighting him on Netflix come July. Deep, are you serious? Indeed, he is going to hit the hardest __. I'm aware that you've brought the holy person __. I'm going to be quite anxious. Yes, the rivalry with other social media users was no longer present. Stars, Jake Paul wasn't just calling him out. He was threatening him with serious consequences. This was a direct challenge to a living legend, a man whose varied presence in the ring once inspired fear and respect. Rusty was more like Iron Mike. Mike Paul said in an interview with Brash that he clearly had a youthful energy that verged on arrogance. It's time for the old guard to retire from boxing. This is a new age. He went into detail about his training schedule, the commitment he made to improving his abilities, and his steadfast conviction that he could take advantage of Tyson's advanced stage and see weaknesses. It's a heavyweight match, so you know he's the bigger man, but I'm the faster man. I really do believe that. It's a really interesting matchup because he is the much stronger man, but I'm young, experienced, and smart, but he may be smarter in the ring. I think a lot of people watch his training videos, and while he may look like Iron Mike Tyson and a beast, I think I have what it takes to defeat him. I also know that this is enough. Paul's remarks shocked the boxing community. Fans argued, community pundits mocked, and even some previous champions questioned Jake Paul's sanity. But he wasn't discouraged. He posted videos on social media displaying his strength and speed, making fun of the aging legend with every caption. "Everyone wants to watch me delete Mike's caption. Come on, Reed, let's do this." Meeks' personal answer was unexpectedly. He appeared to be smiling in a little video message. He started speaking again, with that distinctive low tone. "The kids in Rumble have a lot of enthusiasm. That's what I'll give him." He admitted that boxing was evolving and that social media stars were becoming more popular and threatening the status quo, but as he went on, there was a gleam of steel in his eyes. "You deserve respect, son. You don't just show up at the Legends and expect everything to go smoothly. Yes, that is what we will witness. I am curious to know how hard he hits. Like me, Mike, since you're iron, I truly want to see. So let's explore all the stories in Legends. I don't have an iron chin, Mike Tyson. It will be fascinating because, as far as I'm concerned, people are underestimating my ability to counter his powers, since they know that I can take shots. You obviously don't have any nerve at all about this. I can't wait to give him the death gaze in a podcast when I see him across the ring. Jake Paul declared with confidence, I have an iron chin, and that people are seriously underestimating my ability to take punches. He claimed that far from feeling anxious, he is looking forward to his fight with Mike Tyson. Jake Paul also expressed in a composed manner how much he is looking forward to his bout with Mike Tyson. As news outlets begged for interviews, the media frenzy grew more intense. Online arguments amongst fans turned into a worldwide spectacle when a brawl broke out. Sponsors were licking their chops at the idea of a fight between a brazen online celebrity and a legendary boxer. After first being skeptical, even regulators began to come around to the concept when they saw how much money the fight could bring in. The verbal sparring between Paul and Tyson went on in the interim. Paul increased the stakes as the excitement grew. Mike, I'll not only come for you. In a widely seen interview, he said, I'm coming to take your place. This is the time of Jake Paul. His bluster is now beginning to irritate some onlookers. The bold assurance started to seem more like a staged image. The showman Mike Tyson made the desperate decision to participate in the never-ending social media cycle in an effort to remain relevant. To replace me, he posted a little video of himself jokingly shadowboxing in his backyard. He laughed, the lighthearted sparkle in his eyes never going away. Kid, let's see what you got, but keep in mind that not everyone is cut out for this ring. Mike and I may be mistaken for jokers. This is just the first bell, Jake Paul hissed, his tone dripping with planned tone. You can't outrun Father Time forever, but this fight is coming even though he may not be entering the ring with me today. Mike, I'm going to be a conqueror. The ring may forget tales, but it remembers conquerors. Undoubtedly, it has sparked a discussion about how boxing is evolving, the conflict between traditional respect and the audacity of the modern day, and at the center of it all is Jake Paul, the former internet sensation who turned pro by taking on a legend and making the boxing community take notice. Will there be an actual fight after this brazen call-out? Will Iron be overthrown by Jake Paul? Mike Tyson will tell. For the meantime, press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more brutal boxing material. If you want to be informed about all the most recent information, rumors, and behind-the-scenes chatter around this possible super fight.